All right. So Costa Rica 1, Jamaica 0, Jamaica 0, Costa Rica 1. All right. So people, welcome again to Military Guna TV. Thank you very much for joining me. I want to say a massive respect to all those who came on to watch along, enjoy the show. I really enjoyed that show. And guess what, people? The show must go on. So we lost the game, and we put in a performance. We put in a really stringent performance. I am proud of the performance. I have to be honest. Damian Lowe, Daniel Johnson, Speedy Williams, Mariapa. Very proud performance, I have to say. Massive respect to everyone who tuned in. And guess what? We're going to do player ratings. Player ratings, yes. And we're also going to speak a little bit about the game in itself. Now, as you guys can see, we start off with a 4-2-3-1 formation. A lot of changes to the team. Quite a few number of changes. We have Dylan Barnes in goal, O'Neal Fisher, Mariapa starting, Kemar Lawrence starting as well. Devon Speedy Williams, which I believe for me is a man of the match. Blair Turgott, Tariq McGee, Junior Flemings, Andre Gray. So significantly, a lot of changes. And definitely, I would say that this game would be one of our best games in accordance to a performance level. A performance level. For me, I have to give credit to all the players for this performance. Throughout the game, the guys showed 100%. They worked hard. They dominated the game. The first I've seen Jamaica playing like this and also dominating the game. That is the reason I'm saying football is a very unfair game. Because we play good, we don't get the result. We play bad, we get the result. And fun fact, I know a lot of people are going to say that the one game that Michael Hector didn't play in, we lost the game. Can you imagine? The one game that Michael Hector didn't play in, we played extremely well. We played so well, but we did not win the game. So, as I said in the first game, a scrappy win is better than a pretty loss. That's what I said in the first game. A scrappy win is way better than a pretty loss. And guess what? A pretty loss really hurtful. But the good thing about it is that we're now seeing light at the tunnel. Because if we can put on this performance against a Costa Rica team, it means that we can do the same against a USA, against a Mexico, against a Qatar, against a Canada. That's what it's telling me. That is definitely what it's telling me. So I'm expecting another good performance going into the quarterfinals. That's what I'm expecting. Now, hats off to everyone. Tapa Whitmore, I give you hats off as well. The team performed well. You have to get your credit. On the other side, I saw Paul Hall on the sideline telling the player, giving the players instructions. You have to get your credit just the same. So hats off to the technical staff, the coaching and technical staff for the work that they did. Hats off to the players that put in 100% on the pitch. Hats off as well to the players who came on as substitutes and put in a solid performance. Now, let me get into each and every individual player on the pitch and give before I do that, analytical breakdown. The first thing that I observe in this game, based on the fact that why is it that we dominated possession? That's the first question. What happened? What's the difference? And I strongly believe that that difference was actually one player, one single player, and that is Speedy Williams. Now, what did Speedy Williams do for me to say that Speedy Williams changed the dynamics of how we operate and how we play and how the midfield operate? First of all, his mobility. His ability to move around the pitch, play quick passes inside and outside, link up play with Blair Turgott, O'Neal Fisher, and also Damian Lowe, also moving, shifting over to the right hand, to the left hand side when Daniel Johnson would go forward. Speedy Williams changed the dynamic of how we play the ball. It gives us a level of calmness inside of the midfield area. This has been one of the best performances on a midfield level we have seen from the Reggae Boyz. Yes, we saw Speedy Williams again against the Japan Under 24 team, and it was not impressive. But this time around, he had a better partner beside him, which was Daniel Johnson. He had someone you could link up with as well, which is Tariq McGee. So hats off to that splendid performance to Speedy Williams. Definitely, he changed the dynamic. He allows us to push forward deeper into the opposition half, which is the Costa Rican half. Created a lot of chances, but Andre Gray could not find his shooting boot. I said it about Nicholas Boza, that you cannot get your meal and not eat it. And I'm going to say it to Andre Gray as well, that you cannot get your meal and don't eat it. Solid performance from the team. We did not get the result. So let's get into the individual performance now, because we have to analyze that. Let me give you some stats. We had 56% ball possession. We took a total of 18 shots. They had 5 shots. They had 1 shot on target, and that was their goal. We had 5 shots on target. They had 2 shots off target. We had 8 off target, and we had 5 shots blocked, whilst they had 2. We had 6 corners, whilst they had 3. So we created 1 big chances. 1 big chances missed. 1 hit the woodwork. 1 big chances was created was Andre Gray. The 1 big chance which was missed was Andre Gray, and the 1 time we hit the woodwork was also Andre Gray. So he's culpable for those 3. So that's 3 goals. That's an hat-trick for Andre Gray. As you guys can see here on the map, we know at second in the table on 6 points, scoring 4 goals, conceding 2, whilst winning 2 games and losing 1, whilst Costa Rica won all 3 games, maximizing on 9 points, scoring 6 goals, conceding 2. So let's get back to the players. Individual performance. Dylan Barnes. Not much to say about Dylan Barnes. He couldn't do much about the goal. When he was called to action, he didn't have much to do. They only had 1 shot on target, and that was the goal. Dylan Barnes had nothing. He had nothing to do. He could have literally taken out a paper and read it the entire game. So for me, Dylan Barnes, I'm going to split down the middle. We lost the game. I can't give you anything. The maximum I'm going to give a player is actually 7. So for Dylan Barnes, I'm giving you a 5. On Neil Fisher, still need to work on your defending, bro. Still need to work on your defending. That tackle that you went in, you could have went there a bit calmer. Tore the ball away from the defender's foot. You'd never had to went in and swing your feet. You didn't have to went in and swing your foot. You just never had to. I have no clue why you went in that aggressive when it was not called for. You went in aggressive, you made a tackle. The tackle didn't go in your favor, and that led to the winger crossing the ball. And Brian Ruiz, one of the oldest players in the team, their captain, stand tall in our 18-yard box and head the ball in. So O'Neal Fisher, I'm going to give you a 4. Damian Lowe, solid performance from Damian Lowe, I have to say. Even when he moved in the second half, when he shift into the defensive central, he still held his own. So Damian Lowe, I'm giving Damian Lowe a 6. Definitely, I'm giving Damian Lowe a 6. Adrian Mariappa, the second highest passing percentile on the pitch. Damian Lowe was actually the highest touch. He had the most touch on the entire pitch with 86. Damian Lowe had the most touch on the entire pitch with 86. The passing percentile is significantly low, but he was relatively heavily involved in the game. Now, Adrian Mariappa had the second highest passing percentile in the game, amassing 94% passing accuracy. He attempted 50 passes, completing 47 of those. Mariappa did have a fairly good game, a fairly commanding game. Not as solid as Damian Lowe, but he did have a solid enough game to represent himself well. Kemar Tax Lawrence, hopefully you're okay, bro. I'm definitely hoping that you're okay. And this injury is not one in which it's going to affect how you move going forward or how we move going forward. So definitely Kemar Tax Lawrence. I'm giving Kemar Tax Lawrence a 6 as well. Get well, please, bro. Relax, rest up yourself. Hopefully the injury is not serious. And as I say before, get well. Now, moving to the midfield, Daniel Johnson. Another solid performance from Daniel Johnson. He has literally been one of the most consistent performers in our team. one of the most consistent performer in our team. The two most consistent performer in this team right now, in this particular for this game, was actually Daniel Johnson and Damian Lowe coming from previous game. But the better player on the day, moving over for Daniel Johnson. I'm giving Daniel Johnson a 6. He had a solid enough game, very good game. I'm giving Daniel Johnson a 6 out of the 7, in which 7 is the highest mark. Moving now to Speedy Williams. I believe that Speedy Williams is man of the match for me. It's my perspective, people. Tell me what you think about that. Now, Speedy Williams finished the game with the second highest touch on the entire pitch. The second highest touch on the entire pitch. Completing the game with the highest passing percentile on the entire pitch. He made the highest amount of passes. The guy completed the highest amount of passes. He attempted 76 passes and 77 passes and completed 73. 77 passes and completed 73 with the highest passing percentile. He had a very, very good day. He attempted 6 long ball, completing 5 of those. It was an excellent game from Speedy Williams. And I believe that, as you can see from the heat map, I believe that he was the man of the match for me. He was the one who changed the dynamics of how we operate in the midfield of our team. He changed that. Now over to the right-hand side, Blair Turgott, a solid performance from Blair Turgott, getting involved into the game. Oney Fisher did not help him much with the attacking sense, despite Oney Fisher going forward. But Blair Turgott had a solid game. Oh my, Speedy Williams is the one who got the 7 for me, 7 out of 7. Blair Turgott gets a 6 for me. Tariq McGee, lovely performance from Tariq McGee. You can see that he got jaded in the 70 minutes going forward. He was really, really jaded. But I think that maybe it's just match shortness he was lacking. But you could see what Tariq McGee had. The connectivity between the attacking lineup, that is what Tariq McGee added to the team. The connectivity. The connectivity, people. But it did added something spectacular that we did not have. The connectivity between the midfield and the attackers linking up with Speedy Williams was really, really good from Tariq McGee. I'm giving Tariq McGee a 6 as well out of the 7. Junior Flemings, another beautiful game from Junior Flemings. A thorn in the team, a thorn in the back of the Costa Rican team. Very, very troublesome, putting them on a lot of pressure. Quick dribbles inside, outside. They couldn't handle him. Down on their right-hand side, he had Lopez had a horrid day because of Junior Flemings. Giving Junior Flemings also a 6 out of the 7. Now, moving to Andre Gray, the man that missed so many chances, definitely did not look sharp enough, but definitely could have finished his few chances. One hit the bar, in which I believe should have scored. He got 3 good chances to score, and he did not score. I'm giving Andre Blake a 4 out of the 7. And poor performance, I would say, from Andre Blake. But people, that is it for my player ratings. Moving out to Tapper. I'm going to give Tapper out of 10. I'm giving Tapper 7.5. A solid performance from the team, so you have to give the coach that ratings. I'm also going to give Paul Hall a 7 out of 10. Paul Hall was speaking with the players, giving the players tactics, giving them instructions what to do, when to make the play, whatever. He looks active on the sideline. So I'm giving Paul Hall a 7 out of 10. Referee, very, very suspect. Very, very suspect. I'm giving the referee a 3. Very, very suspect. Too many things happening that I see that the referee, you man, I won't say it. But let's get into the substitution. Amar Bell came on, he did what he had to do for a taxi, putting us a good performance, pushed the team forward just the same. Liam Moore came in for Daniel Johnson, which we saw it forced Damian Lowe into the CDM position. Then we have Lamar Walker who came on, and he was quite active. He was really, really active throughout the time period. Then now we had Corey Burke and Shamar Nicholson. Corey Burke, very, very strong striker, fighting, very, very active when he came on. Impressive with his movement, and he was trying his best to impact the game. And you could say that Shamar Nicholson, he came in, he didn't do much, he kind of faded into the game, but he came on, hold up play a bit and tried to get himself also involved. But out of the substitution, I think the most impactful substitution was actually Corey Burke. So people, so I would say overall team performance out of 10, I'm going to give this team performance. It is so difficult to rate this team performance because they lost this game, but it was definitely one of our best performance, and I have to grade it based off how I saw the game. It was literally one of our best performances, and I'm giving the team performance an 8 out of 10. Individually, some of the players didn't turn up, but definitely the team performance was a solid 8 out of 10. We didn't get the result. We move on, face USA on Sunday. Big match coming up. We'll see how that one goes. I'm hoping that we can get something out of this one. I'm more confident now facing USA, seeing this performance, and as I said earlier, it's so historic and Reggae Boy like that Hector didn't play and we lost the game. Now Tapa has an excuse to play Michael Hector. But anyways, massive respect to everyone who tuned in. This has been a really good one for you people. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. Solid performance from the team. Disappointing result, but that is the world of football. You win some, you lose some. You play ugly, you win the game. You play pretty, you lose the game. That's a part of football. Military Guna TV people. Hopefully you guys enjoy your day. And guess what? I am